Shivani, welcome to the show, and a very big congratulations on your winning. So, you shout out for that. And I think it would be so much more fun to know about your take on fitness and wealth. So, before that, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, Anshika. Thank you so much for having me over. And it's a pleasure to be today part of the business world and ITC collaboration on Right Shift 40 under 40 Fitness.
Yeah.
And I'm Shivani Kumra, and I work as a corporate professional with a perfumery company here in Mumbai. And I've been in the sales role for the last 15 years. And while I do that, I'm also married and I have a son who's 9 years old. So I have best of all the worlds.
I think that's an amazing introduction, and that gets me more kicked to start this interview.
Thank you.
So, coming to the very first question, Shivani, I would just like to ask that as a leader yourself with such high pressure, how do you integrate wellness into your everyday life?
All right. So for me as a leader, of course, I'm part of a corporate world where I'm also in a profile which is sales, which is a very high pressure job.
Yeah.
I travel on a regular basis, and I also, have to balance because I have a child back at
Yeah.
home. It's all about balance, and while I, have my work, I prioritize myself on as a routine. I follow a schedule which is very, very tight, and I wake up early morning. I, go to the gym. I work out. I work out at least 5 times a week. I do strength training mostly, and I've been doing this for many, many years. So it's more like a lifestyle habit, and it helps me combat with the high pressure at work because it's given me a lot of confidence about myself
Yeah.
and the way I approach even problems back at work with solution oriented. I think the way this, I think strength training has really helped me to develop that mindset to be strong and to be able to handle the kind of high pressure at work.
I think that's rightfully said, and I'm going to emphasize on the 5 days a week routine of yours. I mean, it takes a lot of courage and a lot of will to push yourself for
Yes.
that. So, shout out to you for that.
Thank you.
And Shivani, coming to my very next question is that was there a turning point in your life which made you realize the importance of well-being and fitness?
So to be very honest, Anshika, I have been working out for the last 18 years.
Mhm.
I started very young, which was when I was in my final year MBA. I'm 41 today, so it's been a long journey for me. However, the transformation that that you can see today with my body, the way I look, the way I am, I feel. It came more after I had my child, which was about 9 years back. My son, who's 9 years old today, when I had him, I I went through a very difficult period of postpartum depression,
Yeah.
which was a very, very tough time for me because obviously I was on a break from work.
Yeah.
Not many people to talk to. You're by yourself. You're with your baby all the time. It's a different kind of pressure that builds on you. You feel very left out, and I think um, a lot of women do go through that, and I also went through that. It was very difficult. However, once I weaned off my baby, I think it was more about not losing the weight. It was more about just being myself,
Yeah.
and I didn't want to feel lost anymore. I wanted to be what Shivani or I identify myself as. And I was always a fit person, and I wanted to look like that. So I started working out again, started lifting again, and I have never looked back after that. And I think that was the turning point of my life.
And I think Shivani, that's a great motivation for women to look up to you and just like start again. It's and never like I have a setback. No, I think you can always come back stronger irrespective of
Absolutely.
the situation. I think that's
Absolutely.
great. And Shivani, my next question to you would be, what's that one fitness myth that you have busted for yourself?
Okay, so I get that a lot. I'm quite muscular to look at,
Yeah.
and it's very normal for women to find me different, even men. And I do have women come and talk to me all the time about weightlifting, and a couple of like a lot of myths about that revolve around weightlifting. Especially, I think it's more India specific, where women have these, unfortunately, because they're not educating themselves enough, and there's not much awareness on this. uh, you have hearsay what people would probably tell you. A lot of times they think that you lift weights and you'll become muscular, and they come and ask me that if I just started lifting a month back, will I start looking like you? And I said no, that's not possible, because there is a lot more that I do to look like I am.
Rightfully.
And that is my goal or my objective. Not everybody needs to look like me.
Yeah.
But and then the other myths that I hear from them is, oh, if I lifted for 3 months, but I stopped lifting and I put on weight. That's not possible, and that's absolutely a very big myth that people have, because when you lift, you are expending a lot of energy, and your diet also kind of has to, or your fuel, whatever your nutrition and everything has to go in hand with your workout. And a lot of times what happens is, because you so get used to that kind of diet or the nutrition, you tend to continue doing that even when you stop lifting, if you've taken a break. And that's where you put on the weight. So the weight doesn't come because you've stopped lifting, it's because you've not stopped eating as much as you needed to eat when you were working out. You have to balance it, and that's what people tend to forget, and they have to bear the consequences for it.
I mean, I feel like that you are proving them all wrong with your journey, and I think that myth is yet to be busted because there are still misconceptions about that.
Yes.
So, Shivani, moving to our very next question, what's that one small daily routine of yours which keep you grounded and energized?
Okay, so I do this every day, and I've been doing this for years.
Yeah.
I wake up in the morning. I wake up very early, say about 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Because I go to the gym between 6:30, 7 o'clock. I'm at the gym because I also have to go to work. I leave for work around 8:30. Being in Mumbai, I'm driving, so there's a lot of traffic. When I wake up, the first thing I do is I have a glass of warm water, one full glass of warm water, and no lemon, nothing, no honey. It's just because when you sleep overnight, you tend to be dehydrated, and that's the first thing that I tend to do is hydrate my body. So I have that, and I normally have a coffee as a pre-workout, but I don't have coffee on empty stomach.
Okay.
So I do this combination of almonds. I like almonds in the morning, and I have a banana. Why banana? There's no particular reason. One, it's an energy. It's a very easy energy source for my workout, and also combats any kind of acidity that you might get with empty stomach coffee, because it is a diuretic also, and it dehydrates you as well. So banana is very easy because you don't have to chop it, it doesn't take time to eat it. You just peel, eat one banana, have your coffee, and you go straight to the gym. So that's pretty much what I do, and it keeps me energized.
Yeah, I think that's a great advice. Everyone should inculcate like this advice in their life for sure. Shivani, my very next question and the last question of our conversation is, what's one piece of advice you would like to give to corporate professionals who say, oh, I don't have a time for fitness?
All right. So I'm sitting here. I'm the live example of being a corporate professional. I've been 15 years.
That's amazing.
Working in my industry, and I also lead a team of salespeople, and been doing. I have a very high pressure job. I travel on a regular basis. Every week I travel. I was just about yesterday in Calcutta. Today I'm in Mumbai. So, but whenever I travel, I carry a pair of my fitness, my gym clothes, my shoes, and it doesn't matter how busy my schedule is. I make sure I wake up in the morning, and I work out before I start my day with breakfast and with my work. And I think it's, I don't know how people, I know people say I don't have time for it. You have to make time for it. And I think that is something which a lot of, especially women, tend to miss that out, because we're constantly thinking about many other aspects, our work, our husbands, our children, uh, and you tend to forget yourself. And I think it's
Right.
very important to be selfish here. And I don't have any qualms about being selfish because I like to focus on myself. If I focus on myself, I'm happy, and everybody around me tends to be happy. Also, even at work, because there are so much things going on. You bring emotional baggage at work.
Of course.
To combat that stress, I think the workout really, and we all know that workouts help release endorphins. Endorphins are happy hormones, and I think for a person to continue to do that, you need to exercise. And I'm not saying that you
100%.
do strength training every day. You
Yeah.
do any form of activity, even if it's just about as simple as walking, but do that for minimum 30 minutes, and preferably in the morning, so that you don't have you feel, and you'll see the difference. You'll feel energized throughout the day. You feel you feel comfortable, and it's easy to combat even stress at
Yeah.
work. So yeah, people who say I didn't get time for this, I'm sorry. It's a very crappy excuse, to be honest. And yeah, for whatever reason it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but it's very important to focus on yourself.
I'm glad, Shivani, that you have mentioned this aspect of women and in general lives of people who work in corporate. I think this is very crucial to just address, and you have
Yes.
addressed it beautifully. And I think women need to take the note of it that you have to be selfish for
Yes.
yourself, for your endorphins, if I can say that. So I think that's
Absolutely.
great. That's great.
Absolutely. There's nothing wrong in being selfish or thinking
Of
about yourself.
course, of
I mean,
course.
men do that. Why can't women?
Of course. And I want to thank you for that. You were in Calcutta day before yesterday, and you took time to come here. So
Thank
thanks a
you.
lot, Shivani. And it's been a great conversation. So thank you so much for your time, for
Thank
your
you.
presence, and it's lovely having you here.
Thank you so much, Anshika. Pleasure to be here.
Likewise.